Hi, I'm Matt.
Hi, I'm Alan, and this is Zed Patient Zero.
Last time we discussed about my escape plan, my route of action upon knowledge or learning that zombies are beginning to take over the world. And we got into that pretty good a little bit, and I thought that it'd be a good idea to hear Alan's ideas on what he would do if he were to come upon the information that zombies were, in fact, taking over the planet.
We covered yours pretty astutely. I mean, we know what you're going to do when the shit goes down.
We'll steal a car and break some.
I haven't, prior to the last week or so, I haven't really given too much thought to what I am going to do. I am, for the most part, a stay-at-home dad. So I'm here with my baby girl all day long. And my wife works.
That would change my scenario.
It definitely does. I think initially on finding out there's an outbreak. Say I'm sitting here watching TV and zombies appear to be taking over the eastern United States. First step is fortification. I'm going to find a way to board up windows and doors here to fortify my home for the short term. I'm going to make sure that we have stockpiles of food, weapons, whatever we may need. As far as a vehicle goes, I've got a car. Drive it every day. It ain't going to last beyond the apocalypse. It's kind of a piece of junk. But it'll get me from here to Walmart, provided the roads aren't overrun. We kind of live in a little hollow here. There's hills all immediately around us, and access to 3 major highways within 2 minutes from here.
Yes, 3. And the hollow might actually be a good thing in that situation.
I think it would, because it's going to kind of shield us from the outlying region. Say a zombie horde wanders by, they're going to kind of bypass us because they don't want to go over the hill and down in the hollow. On the other hand, if they do, well, they're elevated, they're above us, we can see them, we can pick them off and build a wall of freaking zombies if we have to. Fortification is going to be my #1 priority. There are several usable goods stores in the immediate vicinity that I'm pretty sure I can get what I need. A Walmart run will definitely be a necessity. I don't have a stockpile of weapons, but I have a few, enough to get me to better ones.
Yeah, and that's a necessity.
Exactly.
I think having I don't think it's a practical situation to have, 15 AK-47s and 35 M16s strapped in your closet back there. But I do think it's a good idea to have, basically essential camping equipment and living equipment in everyday life would be useful in this scenario.
That's not to say that I don't think that if you do have the ability to have, maintain, and store a number of weapons, that you shouldn't. By no means.
I would if I could.
If you could stockpile food and water, by all means. Because zombies aren't the only potential here. Okay?
No.
But on a more long-term note, I think my zombie survival strategy is going to become nomadic. We're going to get a large, capable, all-terrain vehicle of some sort, a large SUV, maybe a military Humvee. There's 2 armories not very far from where we sit. I'm talking within a couple of miles.
Yeah, the Army Reserve's up there in Gainesville.
Exactly. So, there's going to be places to get this stuff nearby. And worst case scenario, the military is still there, still maintains a presence, and when we get there to acquire these items, there's a military presence there, and they just fold us in. You know what I mean? That's a larger group that can help sustain us.
Possibly help us. Might be theoretically just shooting everybody that they see.
Well, and to go a little deeper into this, 28 days later, they find a group of militants that have holed up in an estate, and they're, as far as they're concerned, the New World Order. They're going to repopulate England at that point. And that's horrific. That's terrifying. That is a bad situation to find yourself in.
Well, and from their standpoint, though, everybody was dead, and they were gonna. Their purpose was to do whatever necessary to maintain life on in their mind at that time, the planet.
Yeah.
Of course, we know from the outskirts watching that particular movie, and by no means do I want this to turn into a movie-based zombie show, and we'll get into some of that later. But just for the sake of argument, you know, that guy who led that, you know, they were going to take them women.
Yeah.
But they were going to use them women to repopulate what in their mind was the entire planet.
Right.
Of course, we see the helicopter go by.
Yeah.
Now, you made something I like, the fortification of the home.
Yeah.
Now, there's many places that you can find across the internet, books and libraries, that can teach you and help you and aid you and guide you in ways to fortify your presence in almost any situation. One of my personal favorites would be the CDC.
Well, we'll have to do a little more research on that. See if we can't find some printouts or something that we could read to these people.
That's a good idea.
Okay. Well, further in my long-term survival, this is the crazy part, I think. Once we've established that we can survive in this world, once we have vehicles, there's a place not far from here called Camping World that sells RVs, pop-up trailers, campers, tow-behind trailers, and things of that nature. And the ideal situation for me personally would be to get a few of those, a couple of like 5-ton winches, mount them on there with batteries inside, find a good big stand of trees, big old trees. Everybody in the party, in addition to the towing trucks, would have a couple of dirt bikes, and we could hoist the trailers up into the trees for when we have to camp. And the hoists could pull up the vehicles, the trailers. We could have this whole tree fort going on. Now, I know that sounds outlandish.
You really thought this out.
I really have.
That's interesting.
All right.
That's it. I haven't took it that far.
Okay. Well, I think...
Scared of heights anyway.
We'll have to find a lowland area for you. But,
I was thinking boats on water to an island.
see, and that's good, but zombies can go underwater. They can...
I know there is the potential of them not even dying.
They're just going to wash up on the beach, and then you got to take care of that crap.
Yeah.
Water is not an effective barrier against a zombie.
No, it's not.
Okay. All right. Well, that was a good discussion. And we'll be back next week with some more for you. There's no peace in the zombie apocalypse.
That's my thing.